Please subscribe for more videos.
Hello and welcome to Tito's Cucina. Today's video is a sharp-edged buttercream icing challenge. I'll be trying out two different methods of achieving sharp edges when covering your cake with buttercream icing. At the end of the video, kindly let us know your preferred method by commenting in the comment box below. Also, if you've got other methods of achieving sharp edges using buttercream icing, also let us know in the comment box below.
So I have crumb coated my cake and left it in the freezer to chill for about half an hour, so it's kind of solid. You can see that it's, solid.
So I've got a large piping nozzle, the Wilton 789 piping nozzle, and I filled in my piping bag with the buttercream icing.
I am just going to pipe round the cake starting from the bottom and working my way around the cake. And I'm going to do this all the way until I get to the top of the cake.
So I have piped the buttercream icing round the cake, and I have deliberately piped an inch of buttercream icing higher than the surface of the cake.
So I missed a step. I should have covered the top of my icing first with icing sugar and smoothing that a little bit. So I'm going to try to do that now. I'm just going to actually squeeze out some icing sugar on the top of my cake and use my palette to smoothen it out. So I'm just going to smoothen this out and spread it out. So I'm going to scrape the icing again using my large scraper. So I press the scraper firmly on the side of the cake and then just scrape around the cake. So I'm now going to pull in the icing from the top of the cake to try and create the sharp edges. I'm going to smooth in the top of my icing using this plastic smoother.
I've left the cake to chill in the fridge for about 20 to 30 minutes, and now I'm going to coat it again with another layer of buttercream icing. And just like I did with the first coating, I'm just going to use my palette to pull in the edges of the icing to create sharp edges. And then I smoothen the top. So this is what the finished product looks like. So the second method of covering the cake in buttercream icing and getting sharp edges is the flipping method. I have got a 3-layered cake, which is 2 layers of red velvet cake sandwiching a layer of chocolate cake. I've also got a cake board. I have wrapped a cake board in white parchment paper. So this is grease-proof parchment paper, which I have wrapped around the cake board and taped at the back with sticky tape. I've also got another plain board which my cake will eventually sit on. And then I've got a round cutout of cardboard. I've cut it out from a cardboard box and wrapped it in cling film, which I would trim to just be the exact diameter of the surface of my cake.
So I have placed the round cardboard cutout, which I showed you earlier on. I placed that underneath the cake and on top of the board, which is my final board, which I plan to use for the cake. And then I have crumb coated. And so I'm going to start off by putting some icing, spreading some on the top of the cake. Yeah, I'll just spread some on top of the cake. And then I use my palette to spread it out. Spread that out. I'm putting a thick layer on top, and now you will see why in a minute. So spread that out. Spread it out, and then I smoothen it with my large scraper. Scrape away. Smoothing that out. I just spread it out right to the corners, making sure I cover up all of my crumb coating. I see some purple threatening to peek out, so I'm just going to put another extra layer. And then I spread this out.
So I smoothen the icing on top of the cake using my palette, and once I'm done covering the cake with the buttercream icing, I will leave the cake in the fridge to chill for about 30 minutes.
So I've brought my cake out of the freezer, and you can see the icing has set and is a bit hard. So I'm going to take the cake board, which I've covered with the parchment paper, and place that on top of the cake. Press it down, and then I'm going to flip my cake over carefully. And then I'll take off the base. So you can see the cardboard which I have placed underneath is still firm there. So I'll just leave that on top of the cake, just as a guide. and I put this on the side. So now what I'm going to do is that I am going to cover the sides of my cake with another layer of buttercream. So I'm just going to pipe round and then spread it with my large scraper. So I'm going to put the cake. Now I've covered my sides and I think I'm happy with the smoothness. So I'm going to put the cake back in the freezer for another 20 minutes. So I've brought the cake out of the freezer and the icing is a bit hardened. So I'm just going to gently take this off the bottom of the cake, set that aside, and then I have put some icing on my cake board. So I'll just press that firmly at the bottom of my cake, and then I'm going to gently flip this over again. Yeah. And my verdict is, drumroll, post in the comments below whether you prefer method A or method B. If you've also got any other tips on achieving sharp edges with buttercream icing, also post your comments in the comment box below. If you've enjoyed this video today, if you found it beneficial, please don't forget to like this video, share, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to Tito's Cucina channel and hit that notification button. Thank you.